fellow Toastmasters and lovely welcome guests. And well, tonight it's all about me, as the speech says. So what I was going to do was break this down. I thought it would be a good idea to sort of break it down into a few different components about my life and how I got to Toastmasters and how I got here. Talk a bit about effectively where I'm from. Also talk about how I've got to be here, as I mentioned. Then I was going to talk about my plans for the future and what I'm all about. And also just kind of wrap it up maybe in a nutshell. I think it was very important to really for you guys to really get a bit of an idea about who I am and what I'm about. So hopefully this will cover it. So okay, the speech is all about me. So I'm back, obviously, as you know, you can probably tell by my accent that I'm not from this part of the world. I'm from the UK, a place called Brighton. So does anyone first of all know, or don't know Brighton, for instance? Has anyone not heard of Brighton? Okay, right, okay, well I can give you a little bit of information about that. Brighton's a lovely little coastal town south of London. It's got a population of 250,000 people. It's got a bit of a reputation. You know, it was inhabited by George IV, Prince Regent, and amongst many of his accolades was pretty appalling in terms of what he got up to. Sort of adultery, gambling, you know, really just basically a bit of a loser in terms of that. But however, he had a lot of money. Buckingham Palace was one of the places he bought, so it was pretty good for the town in that way. I was educated in this town. It's a beautiful place. It's got a big university, so it's very multicultural, and that's effectively where I was brought up. So I'm a born and bred Brightonian. There's not actually many of us about actually these days, and especially over this part of the world. But anyway, born and bred in Brighton, and effectively educated there. I was a bit of a rogue at school. I didn't go down the academic route. I had a beautiful mother who taught me cooking. And I, all my life, wanted to be a chef. That was one of the key things I wanted to do. I've always loved cooking. Brought up with a Swiss-Italian family. Now, my mother was from the Italian part of Switzerland, a place called Ticino, which was amazing cooking. So, being brought up around the Italian-style cooking. When I say cooking, I mean fanatical cooking. Mother used to take literally sometimes 2 days to make a bolognese sauce. She'd cook it on the Friday, leave it stewing overnight. Literally fanatical Swiss-Italian. And just to sort of encroach on that, such a big family that we've actually got a committee. The Benetti family is actually a committee of about 50 people because it's so big, and every year we have get-togethers. Obviously, but that's basically a bit of my family background and why I had a love of cooking. Now that was basically where I'll start on. Is kind of left school with this big plan to sort of get into catering. Really wanted to be a chef, so I went and did a diploma in hotel and catering management. Now, that's when my first experience of actually being full-time in a kitchen. Absolutely loathed it. I spent probably about 2 months at college in the kitchen and realised that this just wasn't for me. So anyway, at that time, pretty young at that age, I was 17 years old, all my friends were out partying, and I thought, sod this, we're going soldiers. So I left college, got into partying, you know, spent about 3 years, you know, just having some fun, enjoying myself. It was a great time back then in Brighton. And then that's when I really thought, hey, I'm going to do something with my life here. You know, I thought a bit of money came through from my parents. They gave it to all of us. You know, I was one of 3 brothers, and we all got a little nest egg when we were 18 years old. And that's when I went to Thailand. And I flew to Thailand, took my girlfriend there, and that's where it really got a taster of travelling and really the other side of the world at quite a young age. That really gave me some insights into especially Eastern philosophies and religions. And that's where I really got a real love of personal development and sort of Eastern philosophies. Now, from that I came back to the UK, pretty much fell into my career, which I'll get to in a short while. And I fell into basically sales and marketing. Started off with telesales, then got into telemarketing, then basically got into sales from there on. And then effectively, when I went to Australia, always loved travelling. And when I was 25 years old, went to Australia, and this is really where I really found my niche. Went to Australia, of all places, to kind of get away from the UK and have a bit of a break. And just through lifestyle and partying and enjoying myself, actually pretty much burnt myself out. And I actually was my girlfriend at the time, said, hey, I think you should go and see a naturopath. And it was great actually hearing from Anthony do a talk recently about naturopathy. And I actually went to see a naturopath, and pretty much he saved my life. Now, naturopaths, does anyone here know what a naturopath is? Or should I say not know what a naturopath is?
Is that like a psychopath?
Not quite. Probably the opposite, actually. Yeah. But now, naturopath is someone who actually heals you through natural processes. Okay? And the whole philosophy behind naturopathy is that nothing happens by chance. And pretty much with my lifestyle, I got myself tied up into knots and was partying too much and was pretty ill. And then a naturopath literally saved my life. I went to see him. He said, if you didn't come and see me now, you'd have probably done irreversible damage. And I got literally within a month of actually doing a program with a naturopath, literally transformed my life. And I got completely back on track, felt $1 million, and that's when I found a real love of something I really wanted to do. I then did a diploma in naturopathy, went back to the UK, and basically from there really got me on the path that I really found that really a niche in what I wanted to do. Now through my career, I've been working in selling web solutions and doing web and online marketing, but in naturopathy I really found what I wanted to do. And my real long-term goal is to really work in the healing space and to work in the natural healing space. So basically what happened is came over to New Zealand, had a fantastic time over here, done all of the crazy stuff that all the Poms do, and pretty much everyone else, jumped off every bridge, climbed up every mountain, you know, did all the bungees, the rafting, and pretty much everything else. And then I really, by chance, actually, went and sold a website to a lady by the name of Sally Anderson, and this is how I met these people here, and hence basically why I'm at Toastmasters. I'm now doing a 12-month course to be a co-facilitator in a belief and behavioural course called Live Now, which gets people in touch with who they are and who they're being, out of their head effectively and into their heart effectively, and this is how I've come to Toastmasters and really why I'm here now. So that's pretty much the time flying. So that's all about me, and maybe next time we'll get to say a few of the other points.